Today's speaker, as mentioned, is Alan Marcum. Alan Marcum is an outstanding example of former Governor George Nye's adage that you can get there from here when referring to ECU student graduates. Marcum graduated from ECU in 1990 with a major in accounting and finance. He joined Devon Energy in 1995, where he held the position of Vice President and Controller. In 2008, he became Executive Vice President of Administration. His responsibilities include office administration, information technology, project management, and records management. He is one of 8 members of the company's executive committee, which is involved in Devon's Energy's massive growth from a $200 million company in 1995 to the largest company in the state of Oklahoma with an enterprise value of over $28 billion. Devon Energy currently has more than 5,000 employees located all across North America. Marcum was part of the team that oversaw construction of the Devon Energy Tower, the company's new headquarter tower in downtown Oklahoma City. During his time at East Central University, he was a 4-year starter on the Tiger football team and received all conference awards his junior and senior year, and was honorable all-mention as an All-American his senior year. He also competed on ECU's track team. In 2009, Marcum received the Joe Milam Award, named in honor of former football coach and educator in Oklahoma. The award is given annually to an ECU student, graduate, former football player, who not only excelled on the gridiron, but in his chosen profession or career. Last summer, he served as mentor to the high school students in ECU's first ever Oklahoma Business Week camp. Marcum is a native of Pauls Valley. He is actively involved in his community, and he served on numerous boards and committees, including the East Central Foundation Board of Trustees, the Purcell Board of Education, the Oklahoma River Boathouse Foundation, just to name a few. You'll find a longer list of his service in the commencement program. As mentioned, Alan's wife Jana is with us today, a 1988 graduate of East Central University and a native of Holdenville, Oklahoma. Please join me in welcoming Alan Marcum, this year's ECU Distinguished Alumnus.
It's great to be back in southeastern Oklahoma today. Tell you one thing, the sun shines a little bit brighter here. I know the air is a lot fresher here, and the people are just as friendly as they were 23 years ago. I'll tell you, I've been fortunate to have a great team around me in the last 20 years of my career, and we celebrated some of that last night. And in 2009, I was awarded the Joe Milam Award, which was near and dear to my heart. But out of all the things that I've been fortunate enough to accomplish with a lot of people that have helped me to where I'm at today, this is without a doubt one of them, or is the most honorable thing that has ever happened to me outside of the birth of my children and many other things. President Hargrave, thank you for that introduction. I'll tell you what's exciting is when you drive around campus and, man, just hearing all the people hollering and the great national anthem. Coach McCarty, it almost made me want to like go across the field and get on the new turf and call Southeastern up and get them up here and play them in a game real quick. Of course, I'd want to play all-time quarterback and put one of those jerseys on me so I wouldn't get hurt, whatever else. Thanks to the Alumni Association and all of the faculty that are here today. Y'all do an admirable job of putting out students into the workforce. I see those students. We have some of them that work at Devon. I see them in other companies and other corporations, and you do a fabulous job of getting students prepared to be successful in their careers as they continue to progress. So thank you for that. Today, graduates, it's not about me. Today it's about you and what lies ahead of you. It's all about what can be possible. But before I leap ahead, I want to take you back just a little bit. So it was 23 years ago, I was sitting in the exact same seat that all of you are at today. And I was sitting there thinking the exact same thing you are. Man, I don't even know what this guy's talking about. I probably stayed out too late the night before. And there's no way I'm going to remember what he told me in 23 or 24 years ago. However, there is one person in here that I will be extremely upset in 20 years from now if he does not remember that I am the guest speaker. And that gentleman is back here. Robert Thomas, please stand up. Robert Thomas is graduating today. First time member of his family that's graduated. This is what it's all about right here. So Robert, next time I see you, you better remember me. So let me take you back to 1990. A dot matrix printer. Some of y'all weren't even born at the time in 1999, or some of you were very small at the time. A dot matrix printer worked about half of the time that you asked it to work. If you wanted to make a phone call, you had to get a dime and drive to Butler's Minute Mart right up the street and make a phone call. And a 16 megabyte computer chip was just beginning to happen. This was in 1990 when I was sitting in your chair. So today, we stand the threshold of 2013, and let's think about it. Terrorism is a common household word. Words like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Vine are all about how communications are. I just saw Emily up here give her speech from her iPhone. That's the first thing I noticed was, holy cow, I'm up here in notes and she's got an iPhone giving her speech. How incredible is that? The price of gasoline today, $3.50. I work for an oil and gas company, so don't blame that on me. The price of gasoline in 1990 was $1.16. Ice baby, vanilla ice. I still see y'all have that on your iPods and everything else. Still played today, was a hit in 1990. We used to dance to it a lot here at East Central. So when you fast forward, what could 2036 look like? And 2036 will be 23 years from now. And that's when one of you will be up here, giving this commencement address to that class in 2036. Think about it. Wars could possibly be fought in cyberspace. You potentially could no longer go to the doctor. All the doctors don't get nervous in here. You have a wristwatch that ultimately will diagnose what your illness is and be able to compensate for that illness. Cars can drive themselves, potentially. And you can fill up your vehicle with natural gas from your home. I'm jealous that I'm not in your seat today because the world is filled with incredible opportunities. And when I look at the changes that have occurred just over the last 3 to 5 years, it's going to be amazing to see what happens just in the next 2 to 3 years. And one of the things that I've learned in my own journey between 1990 and 2013 is to be mindful of both what is good and what's important, and also be mindful as to what gets you to where you are, and don't forget those. And those ultimately deal with the values that each one of you today bring to yourself. And I want to share some of those values that I think are important to me. I don't share them with you because I want you to adopt them. I want to share them with you so that maybe you will take some of them and think about what values could potentially drive you over the next 23 years. So first I want to talk to you about humility. Nothing should be beneath you in anything that you do. Don't be afraid to surround yourself with the most talented people you can surround yourself with. You will not be the CEO or the boss the day that you hit your new job. Be patient and ultimately be willing to work on both a personal and a business professional level and give up those sacrifices that it takes you to move up the career ladder. Be patient. Stay grounded. What got you here will keep you here, but won't allow you to advance. So stay grounded to yourself as a person. And the last thing you need to do is advertise your success. People know if you're successful or not. They see it in how you walk. They see it how you shake hands with others. And they ultimately see it on the behavior that you exhibit when no one is watching. That's the value of being egoless. Through the years, I talked a little bit about focusing on humility. I want to talk a little bit about humanity as well. Develop your relationships and your network. That person sitting next to you today, who you may not even know, could be the next person that will help you, or someone that you can help them be successful in their career or in life. So build your network. In my time in 1990, your network was a Rolodex. Today, your network is what all of you have on your phone today, which is your contact list. So develop your contact list and develop your network. And use that network to ultimately keep your relationships. One of the things that concerns me today about our network that we all develop is that it's so easy to send a text or an instant message or something like that. But don't forget the ability to write a personalized handwritten note to someone, or to make a phone call to that person instead of sending them a text. So make it personal when you can make it personal. So develop your relationships and your network. Of course, always find time to give back. And whenever I say give back, that does not mean just from a monetary perspective. Find time to give back with your time and your commitment. That within itself is just as valuable as giving your own personal money. I want to talk to you a little bit about the corporate world and always doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. And when you think about that, in the world that we live in today, there's not any day that you cannot open up the newspaper or the Wall Street Journal and you don't see something that's going on with a CEO or whatever else. I even teased someone the other day, President Hargrave, being a lawyer yourself. People are admitting to being lawyers instead of CEOs today. And 20 years ago, you wanted to be a CEO and everybody made jokes about the lawyers. But today, because of the world that we live in, and because everyone thinks that there's always some type of fraud or corruptness that goes on in corporate America, don't value that's all companies across the United States. So always do the right thing, even when no one is looking. And to those of you that have children today, and to those of you that will have children in the future, be good parents. Be good parents. Come to your graduation like all of these kids have, or all your parents have today. And ultimately find a way to balance your work life with your personal life. And go to that soccer game, or go to that football game, or go to that choir practice, or go to that art show, or whatever else it is. And be involved as a parent with your children. So on this important day of your lives, here's my best advice to you. As you leap forward, don't forget about what grounded you, and don't forget about your values. So I'll close with a quote from the late, great Jim Valvano, and those of you that know him, he was the head coach at North Carolina State, a fighter of cancer, ultimately died of cancer. And he said, how do you go from where you are to where you want to be? And I think you have to have an enthusiasm for life. You have to have a dream, a goal, and most importantly, you have to be willing to work for it. 2013 graduates, I look forward to 2036 and seeing you up here. Good luck. And if you don't remember one thing, remember, once a Tiger, always a Tiger. Thank you very much.